Namaste and welcome to another great day at the Mike and Connor Homestead. Haven't been around for a while, gotten a little busy with life and splitting wood. Finished doing everything and stacked it all. Wanted to do an update of the garden today. We're really crushing it with some serious results, and I was going to show you a few of the vegetables I've pulled out of the aquaponics. Here is a cucumber. Just a huge one. We've probably pulled out between 40 and 50 so far, and there's probably another 50 there, and in we're almost to the end of July, so I think we may still get another 3-4 rounds out of the cucumbers. And then this is a sweet pepper. There's a couple more on the plant. I just plopped this one because we're gonna make a salad with it, so I wanted to show you guys some of the results from the aquaponics. Doing pretty well. And then I was going to give today's shout out to a book that kind of inspired me to make all of this homesteading stuff. And it's the Backyard Homestead. Goes over, creating food in a very small space. Whenever I tell anyone, hey, I'm really big into gardening and I'm doing all this stuff, they're like, oh, you need like 10 to 20 acres. And I'm like, no, that's a ton of work. I want to do it in a 1/4 acre and produce near as much food as you can in that many acres with one person, because if you have a crew of people, you can probably do a really good abundance of food in 10, 20 acres, but with one person, a 1/4 acre is plenty enough. I don't want to overdo it with work, so I just make it work with a 1/4 acre, and you can see probably in this video today how much food I truly have got going. So again, looks like this book's made by Carleen Madigan, and really liked it. It goes over kind of animals, and I probably can't do a whole lot of animals on a 1/4 acre, but I can do a lot of food and chickens and maybe some rabbits or quail or stuff like that. So still a really good book. So this is my wood stack. I'm going to cover it tonight. I have a second wood stack that is covered, and I'll show you that in just a second here. Let me go over the fence without going on the fence, and you can see the second wood pile is already covered. I'd say I've got about 2 cords of split and chopped wood. So that's what I've been doing for the past couple weeks. I'm all ready to go for winter now. And let's go into the greenhouse here, and you can see everything seems to be doing really well. I've gotten a lot of tomatoes off. You can see got some more bell peppers. There's the sweet peppers I was telling you about. Some habaneros there. Well, not habaneros, those are just jalapenos actually. And then you can see these are my purple Cherokees. I don't know if you can see them very well, but they will turn purple as they ripen, but they're not quite ripe. And then you can see my overgrown, insane cucumbers, and you can see all the baby cucumbers here. So you can see the flower, the fruit. So they're doing really good as well. And then I'm just starting to get some eggplants. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, because this is the first time I've done eggplants. And you can see there inside of this little flower the beginnings of an eggplant. And this one's going to be an eggplant. This one is an eggplant. And then let me show you over here as well. I've got an eggplant here that you can't really see yet, but I know it's going to be one. So that's what a baby eggplant looks like. That's just beginning to develop. So I will continue to give you guys updates on the eggplants as they grow. So let's go and look at the outdoor garden next. Now all my potatoes are probably pretty much ready to go. I don't like to pull them out until I'm ready to eat them. So I just leave them in the ground instead of refrigerating them, because that leaves me room in the fridge for other things. So there are a ton of potatoes in there. I had the chickens, I left the gate open, they came in here and dug this all up, and I saw a ton of potatoes, and I had to kind of fill it back in, but they didn't get to eat any of the potatoes. Here are the strawberries. I pulled them all off, but I put a bunch of chicken poop in there, and you can see how good they're doing. They really love nitrogen, so chicken manure is about perfect for them. Here are my wildflowers. You can see this is my skyscraper. It's a skyscraper sunflower, and there's a bunch of them, but these 2 are doing the best. There's 2 more back there. And like I said, they will get to 12 feet tall. It is getting towards the end of July, so I don't know if I planted them too late or if there's still a lot of growth left. But again, I'll keep you updated and we'll see what happens with those. And then my snow peas are just about done. They really don't like the heat. You can see they're kind of dying off. They're just kind of done. I think their growing season's in a cooler part, so they're almost done. And I still got the garlic in the ground. I'm probably going to cut off the water to them here shortly and let them cure, and then after that pull them out and let them dry, hang them so that they cure correctly, so they taste good. And then here are my watermelons. They're just now starting to flower, and there you can see there's a bee. He's doing his job. How awesome is that? I don't have to go in there with a Q-tip or a brush to do what he's doing, because I know he's already taking care of it. And then you can see right there's another flower. So I think there's a baby watermelon on this plant somewhere. I saw it this morning, but it's too small for me to really write home about. But I don't know if I'm going to get watermelon this year. It's getting a little late, but it's my third year trying, and it seems like this has been my best year so far. Look at that bee getting in that flower there. So awesome. So those are probably my bees. And then here's another baby pumpkin, and I'm doing really good with the pumpkins this year. Oh man, another baby pumpkin right here. There's a white pumpkin. Here's a big pumpkin. He's getting ready to turn orange. And I'm trying to get that water off. You can see that guy, man, he is just doing really well. And another white pumpkin down there. And another little baby one. So doing really well with the pumpkins, man. Craziness. Here are my carrots. Looks like they're starting to flower. This is a flower here. I'm going to rip it off because I do not want it to go to seed. Another flower. It's letting me know it's probably about time to propagate these suckers. They're getting a little too crazy. And there you can see, probably the last video I had, this lettuce was cut to the ground, and here it is growing back. Doesn't look like the spinach came back, but then you can see, let me walk around here. I want to show you the onions. I didn't do super good with the onions this year. This one definitely is going to go, and I got a couple more. I maybe get 2-3 onions out of this, but it's just not my year for onions. So I tried twice, and I just kind of wasn't a good year for it apparently, but I did really good last year, so not to worry, I'll still get plenty of food. There's another pumpkin there. And then here's my corn. And oh man, this is just more than I kind of bargained for, I think. Wanted to show you some of the squash. There's a squash. There's a ton of squashes in here. They're just now kind of starting. Here's a baby squash here. You can kind of see the flower. This is how they develop. Again, they're in the same family of the pumpkin, where you can see the female flowers have the ball at the end and they'll develop into fruit. So really just awesome. You can see the corn starting to flower, which is a good sign. They were knee-high by the 4th of July, and man, they're doing great. Had a hailstorm about 2 weeks ago, and you can see it kind of shredded up a lot of the leaves. Here on these, you can see the holes. We had a 1-inch hailstorm for a couple minutes, and it doesn't seem to have affected everything too badly. It was a little devastating when I saw it happen, but not to worry, things are still going strong. And I wanted to finish it off by showing you this grapevine. Man, here in Reno this summer, I've talked to a few people. I joined a beekeeper club, and my first meeting was on Monday. A member of the beekeeper club had informed me that he is doing really well with his grapes. He has 75 Merlot grapevines, probably an incredible setup, and he said it's one of the best years he's ever had for grapes. So maybe Reno will eventually become a wine country. Who knows? If the weather continues the way it is lately, we may end up having that. So with that, I want to say, as always, mahalo for watching. I haven't gone into the bees since the last episode of the bees episode, but I'm going to go in there this weekend, and I have some awesome subjects to talk about regarding the bees. After going to the bee club, learned a ton of new stuff about the pesticides and propolis and wanted to share those with you. So with that, again, if you like our videos, make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe.